Welcome to the Unlimited Mindset, how to have more success, time, freedom, and peace of mind with your host, Camilla Calberg. Are you ready for an easier way to create a great life? Learn to shift what no longer serves you. On the Unlimited Mindset, you develop understanding, awareness, and knowledge of being consciously aware. Camilla knows firsthand what results you can achieve when you commit yourself. She is the trusted advisor to successful leaders in the pharmaceutical industry with a desire to share what she knows with you. You are your own leader. Everything starts and ends with you. If you're ready to commit consistently and grow your mind, join in. The Unlimited Mindset starts now.
Welcome to another episode of the Unlimited Mindset. And welcome. My name is Camilla Calberg and I'm your host today again. I'm so grateful that we're connected. And today I have a really important topic to share with you. Something that has transformed my life. And I hope it will give sense and will be meaningful for you as well. We're going to dive into the principle of the unfamiliar to the familiar principle. And why is that? Let me start with a story. I get to turn also to my notes. It is a personal story and hold the space. As I sat here with the letter in my hand and was reading when I was going to court, was kind of my heart stopped beating. It stopped beating, everything was falling apart. You see, this is not just going to court, it's the family court, it's a high conflict divorce. And not only was I going to court, but I also had to break the news that my 8-year-old daughter, I had to involve her in, it was not the trauma, but the situation. And she was also going to court. What do you do? I mean, I was stuck, I was paralyzed, or the fear, I was paralyzed and stuck in fear. I couldn't see the future. Couldn't picture myself breaking the news, but I knew we had to do it. Going to court was very unfamiliar for me. I'd never been to court. And I realized that when we, there's something that that's unfamiliar, and it's not fun, then it can actually be a showstopper, or it can hold us back from moving forward. But I had to move forward. I had no other choice but to move forward. And I owned it, not only to myself, but also to my daughter. So I had to learn to embrace the unknown. I had to learn to dance with the fear. And I had to learn to control my mind so that the mind worked for me and not against me. If I was not ready to show up and end as a grumbling woman. And I'm not available for playing small. I'm not available for less. So you see, I had to move forward. And here's where the principle of going from unfamiliar to familiar comes in. Gonna dive into that just a little later. And I want to ask you one question. Have you ever experienced being so traumatized or paralyzed of what was going to happen that you couldn't even picture your next step? that what was unfamiliar kept you in the comfort zone. Have you tried that? And also, when we're talking about the unfamiliar to the familiar, often when we talk about this, I'm not familiar with this, you can feel it in your body. That's most often it's this lower level of energy, or the emotions that makes us uncomfortable. Do you know what I mean? That's what I talk about when I talk about going from the unfamiliar to the familiar. Now, I want to shift the story a little, because I don't know your situation. You may as well be being divorced, or being divorcee, being divorcee. I don't know your story, but what I know to be true that many of my connections are in farm and life science, and they face a lot of unfamiliarities right now. So let's shift perspective and take my story of how I embraced with unfamiliar to familiar, and see how we can picture that in a corporate setting. And I think that's just one thing I wanted to share in the transition, is that, and this is actually very important, is that I am now 2 months into the court proceedings. I've been on this journey for a long time. And now I have learned to dance with my fear. I have trained my mind and my brain, my mind, to go from the unfamiliar to the familiar. Not that I'm proud of it, but that's part of my story. And part of this is also about rewriting your narrative and make the thoughts that are stuck, or that cling to the unfamiliarity, those thoughts that makes it uncomfortable, shift them and make them comfortable. And then staying in the comfort zone, maybe there are some thoughts and some feelings that actually you're ready to let go. They're very familiar to you because you've done them and probably have these patterns of behavior for 10 years or 20 years, right? They're so familiar, you're just used to that. But you may know that sometimes it's not really what you want. It's now about setting them free, letting that go. That's going from familiar to unfamiliar. That's a very important concept to elaborate on. All right, so let's shift focus with this in mind, from familiar to unfamiliar, and unfamiliar to familiar. So picture this. You're sitting in the sofa, it's summer, you have your favorite drink in your hand, could be cappuccino, water with lemon, whatever you like. Picture you sitting there on your sofa. Whew, it feels so nice. It feels so nice. And you know that you have just signed the contract for your new dream job. The dream job that will provide you with financial security, peace of mind, and stressless living. You sit there and you can just feel it. You can feel the peace coming into your body, filling your body. And you also experience, or you reflect, say, wow, what a journey I have just done. A quantum jumping. Why do I share this with you? It's because many of my connections, any people I know and those that serve, are either in transition they are dissatisfied with the job they have. They want to find a better job. And that makes good sense. If we are uncomfortable, if we're dissatisfied, if we're not happy in the work that we have, it's time to move on and find something else that is a better match. And here's what most people get stuck, is what's unfamiliar. Labels like, this is me, I have never done it before, I can't do that. All these labels, I hear them again and again and again. And it's excuses that hold people back, hold people hostage in the comfort zone. It's because they are unfamiliar with the unknown. But what I know to be true is that if you want to level up, if you want to become this amazing thought leader who leads authentically, with a purpose-driven, there's only one way to that job. And that is expanding your comfort zone, or as other people say, go leave that comfort zone you're in right now and go to another level of comfort zone. Does that make sense? I hope it does. And here's where the principle of from unfamiliar to familiar comes in. Because and I was like, here's what I get to just sit with that. Because it doesn't really matter whether you're in the director role, VP role, EVP role, you have a lot of, you have a very successful track record, but it's really deep down, or your inner thoughts and feelings, what is familiar and what is not familiar, how you embrace with the unknown, or embrace the unknown, how you dance with the unknown. And what I know to be true as well, or what I see again and again and again, is that when we have come to the crossroad of it's time to find a new job, and we want to level up, that's unfamiliar. It's easy to jump sideways and make easier. But really, if we want to create more impact, it requires to leave the comfort zone and jump up, level up, scale up. And that's unfamiliar. But here is that, again, is that what I see is that many people, when they come and ask for help, they say, but Camilla, I can't do that because this is me. I am supply chain expert. I do this. I know that. It's all excuses that hold you back from moving forward. So the good trick is here to become aware of the language that you use, how the mind is working for you, and understand what to shift. Become aware of what is unfamiliar. Maybe you want to make that familiar. Let me give you an example. Right now, I'm supporting some clients and helping them find the next dream job. And I teach and train them in a framework, a connection framework that helps them build authentic relationships on LinkedIn. And it's also something I will teach and train in our AFEST 4-week program that we start in August. And I think you can see the link. Click on here if you want to see what that is and whether you want to join the party. In the party, and right now, I'm teaching people, helping people, leaders, how to restart authentically. And here's what I get. Here's what I hear so many times. I haven't really moved forward. I haven't really done that because I'm not used to that. It's unfamiliar territory, Camilla. And that scares them off. I've been there and I know it. But I also know that when we shift our mind, or shift our thoughts and our feelings, we can shift what's unfamiliar and make that familiar, right? It's also about motivation. Some people think that we wake up and we are motivated. I'm not motivated to apply this new framework, and that's why I'm not doing it. But here's the hack, or the trick, or the tip. Motivation doesn't just come like that. Motivation comes when we have so much practice that we're no longer afraid and scared of doing it. So that we become motivated when we wake up. You see what I mean? It's really, really interesting when we embrace the motivation principle. Let me just pause and ask you one question. What do you really, really want to achieve second half of 2023? What are you willing to make familiar? From unfamiliar to familiar. And vice versa. What are you ready to make familiar unfamiliar? You may ask, and so what, Camilla? It doesn't really matter. Let me tell you, I know it matters. It matters more than you know what you think. When you want to level up, if you want to play a bigger game, if you want to make a difference, bigger difference, if you want to make more money, money is energy. If you want to keep your lifestyle or have a better lifestyle, it's what comes is also by shifting your belief systems and make what's unfamiliar, or make what is familiar unfamiliar. Now my daughter is calling. It's not so. Anyway, we just continue. Sorry, we just continue. And here's as much how you show up also for yourself. For example, right now when my daughter's calling, I could be angry. And one time I would respond or react like that, but it doesn't serve where I want to go. So that's shifting from what is familiar, how I show up in the world, to making that unfamiliar. Same goes with the court case. I was stuck in fear for over a year. And subconsciously, I radiated fear also to my daughter. I was vibrating on a lower level of energy. And when I understood how my thoughts would impact how I embraced life, how I showed up, I knew it was time to make certain habits, certain thoughts, thinking patterns unfamiliar. And this doesn't come overnight. As a potential client would say, ask me, I said, okay, now I'm going to do. But if this was magic, I would have been making a fortune by now, just by one session. But it's not magic. It's simple, it's easy to understand, but it requires hard work. I encourage you to really embrace the concept, because you will see and experience that everything will shift in your favor. Okay. So let's continue. Still in your transition or looking for your next dream job. Remember, we're still playing with the unfamiliar to familiar and familiar to the unfamiliar. You receive a lot of rejections. How do you react? Most people, may not be you, but most people actually get angry because it's a rejection, and we don't like rejections. Nobody wants to be rejected. Let's face that. That's it, right? We don't want to be rejected. Here's an amazing opportunity to shift and play with the principle going from the familiar to the unfamiliar. I'm not saying that you should not react and keep in your anger. That's not healthy, and that's not what I invited you to do. But I invite you to have a different relationship with the no's that you get, because it will set you up for more success. So rather than seeing a no as a rejection, look at it from the perspective of, what really was going on right here? Was it really the job that I wanted? Did I just reply or apply because I wanted to reply? I had to reply. What was going on when you chose to apply for that job? Or how did you show up at the interview? Was that really the right match for you? You had an amazing opportunity to recalibrate your strategy. You had an amazing opportunity to bond differently with the no. And it's a no just now. It's not a no forever. And it's not no to you. It's just a no that right now the two of you is not a right match. And the beauty in this is that when you let go and you get from reaction to response and just let it go, making the fear let go of fear, but let go of anger and aggressiveness, and you make that reaction pattern from familiar to unfamiliar, and you can channel your energy on other things, right? That's so important when you go through transition, or you want to find your next dream job, because it's all about channeling your energy to the right things you are a match for. And that's what I will also teach and train you in our Jumpstart program that starts in August. It's the A-Fest for leaders who want to level up. All right. The last thing I want to talk about today.
Please welcome Dr.
And then it's about discovering the true value that you deliver, your true worth. What difference do you make? And what is your salary point? Again, in the round of playing with the unfamiliar to the familiar and the other way around. Many leaders go into an interview with a mindset. Excuse my language right now. I don't have a better language right now, but being the underdog, they completely forget that an interview is a peer-to-peer conversation. It is a peer-to-peer conversation. Your hiring manager, the employer, is looking for someone to have on their team so they can scale up, create more revenue, have more success, more customers, more clients, whatever the goal is. And they need someone just with your expertise on the team. If they had that expertise already, you wouldn't even be invited to the interview. So here is your chance to go in and have a peer-to-peer conversation. And when you know your worth, then you will also address your salary point as easily as I say to my clients. I'm just going down for a bottle of milk. But how easy is that for you? How do you show up in interviews? What is familiar that doesn't serve you? And what is unfamiliar that will serve you when you do the shift? I don't know about you, but I know that many people are ready to lower the price point. When you work with me, I always say, never downgrade your price. Never downgrade your worth. There's only one of you in this world, on this planet, and you are so worthy of what you decide. Never play the underdog, right? Another opportunity for you to go from unfamiliar to familiar. No, sorry, yeah. And what's familiar to the unfamiliar. And I tried this before. I tried it on myself. I got the t-shirt, right? I have down negotiated my salary. And when I signed the contract, I said, bugger, because I didn't feel worthy of this. I felt it was worth more than what people wanted to pay. And it's not healthy. It's not healthy for yourself. It doesn't set you up for success. And it's neither good for the organization because they get a resource on board who is not really happy because the inner thoughts. I didn't get that the salary I'm really worth. It's like, right? So again, step into your superpower, learn how to step into your superpower and make what's unfamiliar familiar and familiar unfamiliar. And in this situation, when we talk about salary, make playing underdog, accepting what they offer, that's familiar, make that unfamiliar, you know what, no longer available for that, all right? And this is something I will also teach and train in the Jumpstart program that you can join if you're ready to level up, find your next dream job. This is the program for leaders in pharma life science. We have right now 5 seats left. So don't hold back if you want to have some help and join this AFES. I promise you will not regret having joined. So this is the opportunity not to be missed. So as we are wrapping up, we have 1 minute left. I'm so happy that we connected here today. How ready are you to level up? How ready are you to understand the thoughts that you think, the feelings that you feel? How ready are you? And how ready are you to step into more power, right? If you're ready to claim what you're worth, if you're ready to create the difference that you make, then come and join the A party. This is a place for you to be if you really want to land your next job in Q3 this year. You have a lot of excuses already now. I don't have the money. It's not for me, but come on. I'm sure we can help you find the money because you are worth for success. All right. You are enough. You are worth it for what you desire. And I'm here to support you all the way through to your success. And the success, that journey starts in the Jumpstart program that we kick off August the 7th, right? Remember to click on the link. Remember to book a clarity call with me if you want help. Remember to already now book your ticket, one of the 5 remaining tickets, if you're ready to land your dream job and join the AFES. We start August the 7th. With this, thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate we've been connected. I appreciate you are here. Remember, you can always ask me questions if you have any questions to this, but remember, click on the link and we will see you at the AFES in August. With this, bye for now.
You have been listening to The Unlimited Mindset, how to have more success, time, freedom, and peace of mind. Tune in every first and third Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com with your host, Camilla Calberg, as she helps you create a great life in an easier way. Learn the why, what, and how of conscious awareness and shift what no longer serves you. Camilla knows firsthand what results you can achieve when you commit yourself. Create your future today. For more information, visit calbergcoaching.com.